infamously, I love that. Incredibly well done right there. Go ahead, James.
I'm just saying, because Shador's pro day is in a what week?
April 4th.
April 4th.
He gonna make that same throw.
Yep.
No doubt. Before we get to Shador, infamously, Zach Wilson had an incredible pro day.
Yeah.
He made a very similar play, made a very similar throw, but for Zach Wilson, it didn't translate.
Yeah.
Not only did it not translate, I would suggest, fully at the collegiate level, it obviously didn't translate at the NFL level. How can we trust that Cam Ward, supposed to be the most prized possession in all of sports, the #1 overall pick, where's your confidence in?
Confidence is high. Look, there's 65 throws that he threw yesterday, pretty accurate, didn't miss any if at all, and then he ended with a nice little catch. The thing about this, that's the only throw we're looking at because it's the wow factor. He's got much more to his game. We talked about it yesterday, and we broke it down. He can throw within the pocket. He's one of the few quarterbacks. Shador does this really well, too. He throws on time into the room. He's not taking a lot of sacks. Shador only took 22 sacks. Cam Ward only took 22 sacks. The reason why Shador took that many is because it was a bad offensive line. So if you switch them, I don't know if there's a difference. When it comes to Cam Ward, though, and a lot of people have told me this, when you watch him at the pro day in shorts, the ball jumps out of his arm. One GM said it's like a trampoline coming off. Like it's so bouncy. The ball just gets there in such a manner that we really haven't seen. Is it a special talent? Yeah. I want to cool the brakes on saying, hey, he's going to be this generational type guy because I don't know if that's the case. He is probably going to go to Tennessee. I think he is #1 pick worthy. And I think that solidified it, but I think the Titans already knew that he was a #1 pick.
Yeah, they just needed to confirm it. It's interesting. This year's quarterback class hasn't gotten the praise of most. Every Saturday I sit here in a studio about 2 minutes from here walking, and I watch college football. And I said, okay, Cam Ward is a great player. But to add context for y'all where I see Cam Ward, if you were to put him in last year's quarterback class, I believe he would have been drafted probably 5th. I believe Caleb, Jaden, Drake, Penix. Then I believe Cam Ward goes before JJ and Bo Nix. Depending on your flavor profile, maybe you take Bo Nix prior. But I think Cam Ward slotted right about there. I think Cam Ward is a really good player. Hasn't proven at the collegiate level that he was an elite player compared to the usual first-round picks. But I do believe Cam Ward has a lot of talent. My concern is you're going to a Tennessee Titans team that has no offensive skill players that scare you.
They got Calvin Ridley.
I said that scare you.
Calvin Ridley's scared. I think
Calvin ain't scared me since before he got suspended for games.
I think he's still got some good players, though.
I didn't say, I said scare you. Do they have good players?
It's not like Jane Daniels going to the Commanders with Scary Terry and all those guys.
That's all I'm suggesting. Like, nobody on the Tennessee Titans as a defender are we staying up at night like, oh, we don't know how we're going to deal with them. Like, they got guys we know how to deal with.
There ain't too many teams that got people like that. So true. There ain't too many teams that got people like that. But you have Calvin Ridley. You do got the running back from the Cowboys.
Traylon Burks, Van Jefferson, Tony Pollard.
I'm just saying, you're going to have to run the ball. You got Jaden Daniels, who's his running back.
Yeah, he didn't have it.
You would have walked in last year. The Commanders ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
But Scary Terry. So the young fella, what I love about him is his mind.
Yeah.
He wins before the play starts. He knows exactly where he's going with the ball. Now, I don't know how wide the gap is between him and Shador, because Shador going to go to his pro day in shorts and he's going to make that same throw. You know, so
we need that same video.
It's going to be the exact same.
So now when I watch Cam Ward, I think he's a little ahead of Shador with the mind.
Yeah.
He anticipates where he's going to go with the ball. He throws his wide receivers open. He makes a lot of his wide receivers better. That's what I love about him. The arm talent and all that, I think that's similar to him and Shador. I don't think it's super gap. I've seen
that's where I got to draw the line a little bit, my guy.
Talk to me.
Like just pure arm strength, it's this guy. And it's not close arm strength-wise. Arm talent-wise, too. I'm telling you, dude, this is not to say Shador's not a great quarterback. Because I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but just purely arm talent-wise, to me, he stands above them, and it's not even close.
I don't think so.
I don't even think all that matters, though, right? Because
there you go.
I've sat here, right, and I've watched people, quarterbacks, ex-quarterbacks, these experts tell me how great all these other players are, right? Like Trevor Lawrence. They told me that he's supposed to be one of the best of all time. Did they not say that? Oh, you go there and watch him in shorts. Look at this pass. So I don't want to hear none of that, right? I don't care about. I just care. What can you do for our franchise? When I watch a dude like Shador, I watch him go to bad programs and change it around, right? Right? Correct.
Here's my thing. If Cam Ward or Shador is as successful as Trevor Lawrence, to me, in all honesty, that would be a win.
Yeah. I think, well, I
Trevor Lawrence
don't know if that's
wait.
I do think
Trevor's successful?
That way, if they can get to the playoffs in the second year,
Oh, my God. He's one of the worst quarterbacks. Can you admit he's one of the worst quarterbacks in football?
for what he's getting paid, yes. But if they, but based upon based upon how I see Cam and Shador, if they can go to the league and get to the playoffs in their second year, like.
Yeah. So you said last year's draft, right? Because I think, first of all, I talked about Shador. I didn't get to talk about Cam. I think Cam's phenomenal.
Yeah, Cam's a good player.
And they talk about the cockiness of Shador. Cam's cocky, and I love all that. Mm-hmm. I hate them players. It's like, I'm trying to find a way to win.
No doubt.
No, I'm going to win. Yeah. Cam told that coach, today's my day, right? Ain't no thinking about it. And I love that he plays the same way. Now, I do think, like, coming from a small school he came from and getting better and better and better, dudes don't have that type of confidence.
Yeah.
And he has it. Arm strength, you talked about, he has all that, and he competes. Yeah. I love that.
He's a competitor.
And I can see, like, Andy Reid always talks about, like, you drafting certain players. When I was coming out of college, right, I wasn't the most ready for the NFL. Mm-hmm. B.D. Wells and North Carolina was probably more ready. SEC guys, Big Ten, stronger, physical, can block and all that. But he said, I could coach you all that type of stuff. You got that real talent, and you compete. There's some things you can't coach. You get what I'm saying? When I watch Cam and I watch Shador, they have things you can't coach. Confidence, right? They have that facing adversity and fighting it. They have that. These other dudes, I feel like we hype up like, okay, you talked about this draft last year, and I disagree. Like, I don't know if I'm taking Drake May before I'm taking Cam or Shador. I don't know if I'm doing that. I don't know if I'm taking Michael Penix over them dudes.
Here's my problem.
I don't know if I'm doing that.
Michael Penix to me is.
Here's my dilemma with this quarterback class.
Okay.
My dilemma with this quarterback class is this. We have brought down our standards to elevate how this class is supposed to be.
We always do.
We brought down our standards.
No doubt.
If we're being honest, we say that,
I agree.
Shador's won a lot, and he's won everywhere he's gone in college. Respectfully, and Shador and Prime, respect to everything they've done, won what? They didn't win the Big 12. They didn't get to the Big 12 championship game. Won what? They won 9 games in the Big 12. And again, what Deion did from where Colorado was, absolutely impressive. So let me make sure I clarify both of those things. But won what? It's not like they were Bryce Young going to a national championship game. It's not like they were Deshaun Watson who won a national championship game. It's not like you're Trevor Lawrence who won a national championship game. Won what? So Cam, hold on. Cam Ward, won what? You didn't win the ACC. You didn't go to the ACC championship game, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. You blew the last game of the season to not go to the ACC championship game. Started your career in Incarnate Word, shout out to you. Then gone to Wazoo, shout out to you. But won what? You weren't Jaden Daniels who won a Heisman. You weren't Caleb Williams who won a Heisman. You weren't Caleb who went to the playoffs and had 12-win seasons, USC your first year, and Oklahoma that last year. So, again, I believe we have brought down our standards to elevate this quarterback class. Because what exactly, again, what they did from where they were, absolutely impressive. So don't hear this as an indictment. But won what?
So that was a good take, right? Until you really watch what you're looking at. Because, okay, you said Trevor Lawrence?
Yes.
Now, all he's played with his whole career is great players.
No doubt. Travis Hunter.
That's one dude.
That's what it is.
That's one guy.
That's one guy.
I can name 13 dudes that Trevor Lawrence played with.
The horn guys.
It's supposed to be easy. This is one thing about the NFL. That's why I always said I went to Pittsburgh, so I always argue this point. I said, do you know how much easier it would be if myself played in Alabama? If I played Ohio State? How easy would it be? No. I went to Pitt. So I probably had 1 or 2 players that's going to the draft. Yeah. When you go to them big-time schools, that's why Ohio State, every quarterback that plays there is what?
Most often weak. C.J. Stroud, the exception. Most
or what? They're all
in college are great.
In all college, they're all great.
Yeah,
they get to the pros where it's elite versus elite, and they are weak.
Not that
correct?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so when you out here bragging and saying about this and these colleges, it's bullcrap. Because Alabama with Bryce Young had a whole bunch of All-Americans. Sure. Okay, great offensive line, great running game, great wide receivers, great defense. Easy to win over there. Yeah. Who else you say? Trevor Lawrence. Oh, my God.
Had everything.
I don't know if you want to be honest about him, but he's not that good.
I don't think he is.
Okay, but in college, he was really, really
elite.
good. Because he had all the best wide receivers in the country, linemen, defense, so you can't be bad. Same thing we see with Tebow. I'll let you go. Can I go?
Go ahead.
I watched Tebow, one of the worst players I've ever seen in my life. Everybody thought he was one of the greatest players of college football, right? So you remove him from all these All-Americans, all these best players in the country, and you put him with other elite players, he don't even fit in.
What up, YouTube family? Welcome to the facility. Thanks for watching, and you better be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to get more highlights from the show and all of our exclusive content.